Waiting for opponent. Pairing may take some time. Thank you very much. chess24.com, being so kind. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite Chess Journal YouTube channel. I hope everyone is doing great. And today we have logged into chess24.com and trying to look for an opponent. We want to play a 15 minutes game. 15 minutes longer game. Okay, let's try. No, we don't want to play with a guest. We want to play against a proper opponent. Oh, don't tell me what's wrong, guys. Give me a proper opponent, please. Okay, we got one. Oh my god, this is a strong opponent. Dobrilo from United States, and he abandoned the game. Okay, fair enough. So looking for a new one. Anyway, guys, how have you been doing? Hopefully, this guy guest. Should we play against a guest? This guy is from, I can see the flag here, from Austria. Played 1500. Played e4. Okay, let's crush this guy. Elo is 1500. Let's play d6. Pirc defense. e4, d4, e4, d4. Knight f6. We're gonna play knight f6. Okay. What are you gonna play? Are you gonna play knight c3? Okay, that's playable. Bishop d3. Have encountered that one. Bishop d3 actually now allows us to strike in the middle, because after take there is no queen trade. So yeah, this has appeared to be a bit instructive. And again, they have locked the center, which we do not recommend. And here I recommend to strike immediately this pawn chain. And that's a good move, c4, solidifying. Here, what are we gonna do? We can actually take this pawn, or we can put pressure over here. Okay, this is again another instructive moment. This kind of pattern, remember this pattern whereby they have this kind of setup and the center is locked. They have this bishop blocking the way between the queens. We just saw that we played e5 and then c6 to ask a question here. When they play c4, solidifying, this capture, here we just gonna play knight a6. Our plan is to go here, put pressure on this pawn, as well as pressure on this bishop. That is the plan. The other way around could have been like playing here, but when we play that one, check out the last video that I recorded for you guys. There I explained how to play that or when to play that. Okay, so we only got 12 minutes, so let's jump in, dive in, and that's the plan we had. Remember the pattern, okay? Okay, so now they played knight c3 here. They put a defender here. Let's get rid of the light square bishop then. So after queen takes, what are we going to do? Now here we are simply gonna take this pawn. And we now are going to focus our development. Castling is obviously good when they have this check. They also have this crazy knight jump, so we just gotta bear that. Keep that in our mind. Okay, let's develop and stop that. This check. Had the queen was there, we could have played this move. So they castle, we can also castle safely. Nothing fancy. So the opening stage is gone, now we are in the middle game. So this is a pure Pirc defense game that we are playing. So how have you guys been doing? Hopefully everyone is doing great. So this one, this game is actually going to the improve or increase your chess rating series of games, as many of you have shown support on these kind of games. Now they have developed their dot square bishop, connected the rooks. So yeah, this player, our opponent is just like us, is a methodical player. Probably they want to put their rook here. Okay, let's also develop our queen here to here. Let's also do, okay. If we go there, they have this move. Attack our queen. No, they don't have. Okay, our bishop is guarding. So let's go here. Oh, but they have this one. Oh, very slack of me. But we have that one, and then I'm not a fan of that one. So probably this guy knows what he's doing, or probably not. B4 is playable. You will see, you'll face this kind of play from 1500 rated players, but I do not like that one. Instead, they could have played here as we have calculated. And then because I wasn't gonna take this pawn anyway. Okay, now I'm just thinking. Okay, what if they play here now? Then we will probably pull our queen back because putting rook here was our primary objective. So now this objective is accomplished. Rooks belong to open files. So that's what they have also done, but probably putting this rook here is more correct. Now what? Well, this is a critical moment. Now what are we going to play? Okay, let's play a5 and soften up their queenside structure. Our knight needs to be... Okay, why didn't I play knight here? Okay. So they played rook b1. Okay, let's capture the pawn. After the capture, probably we are going to pull our queen back here. Put pressure on this pawn maybe. Okay, so they have decided to take with the pawn. And let's go by methods. Remember, we always talk, often we talk about what we look for, especially when we are in 1500 rating range. We always look for check, captures, fret, pin, and fork, right? These 5 things we always look for when we move, as well as the 6th one is what is our opponent's latest move is doing and not doing. Now, we could actually put our rook here, right? And put the knight under pin. This knight is pinned. See what they do. Probably unpinning is the best decision. No, they played an attacking move, attacking our queen. We're just gonna... What we're gonna do? What we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay, this is risky now, this move, queen c7, because our queen is staying against their rook. So, say for example, they play here, attacking our queen. Takes, takes, takes. So we will be a whole piece up, which is why this is risky. It looks risky, but we are safe. So now they have put a defender on this knight. And now what are we gonna do? Should we let's try to exchange queens. I mean, we're slightly cramped. Okay, let's try to exchange queens. Okay. This is an interesting game that we are playing, and not to mention we are running low on time. Earlier I was trying out a classical game for you guys, and I mistakenly clicked on the game where it was like a 90 minutes game. Boy, and our opponent was probably chilling out, made his move, and after 10 minutes or 15 minutes made his second move, and again after 10 minutes made his third move. So I was like, yeah, enough is enough. So I had to let go the game. So they are avoiding exchanging queens. Good for them. Oh no. Okay. I don't like this move. If it takes place one day, let's stop that one. Our queen is still, fortunately, as long as our rook is extraying their queen, our queen is not yet in danger. So this pawn push that we just made, b5 is also putting a defender as well as the rook is there. Let's also make ourselves a escape square. This is a very much a positional game. Whereby both of the parties have equal chances of winning the game. Currently, I guess position is equal though. I mean, development-wise speaking, space-wise speaking, this is an equalish game. What is your plan? Okay, so they have gotten rid of this pin finally. Now we also need to get rid of the pin, so let's put the queen in their area of the board. This is a stronghold for our queen, and they must do something to make sure that our queen doesn't stay here for long. Is there any sacrificial ideas that we may come up with? Yeah, we have one already, okay? So tactics, always look for tactics. Remember we talked about this in the last video? At this rating range, you must look for tactical shots often, because tactics makes a man perfect. Actually, is the practice makes a man perfect, so tactics makes a chess player makes perfect. Funny, isn't it? Take. If they take, this is the tactic that I was talking about. Okay, so what are the candidate moves from their point of view? They could play here to avoid the tactical shot that we just talked about. What candidate moves do we have? Maybe we can put our rook here, this way. This is their weak pawn now, so we can aim for that. As long as our dark square bishop stays here, so this pawn is not weak. Okay, so after rook b2, before jumping the gun, we must think, what is this move doing and not doing? This move is to stay here. What is it doing? What is it doing? It is putting a guard on this bishop, but this bishop is already okay. Is there any other reason why they played that one? I don't see any. I don't see any. Okay, so let's go for it. Bishop h3. And they don't have any backrank thing, because we have this square for our king. Yeah, so I can read their mind. They are up for these, capture and penetrate our camp. Okay. We could actually, for the time being, ignore that, because our bishop is guarding this rook. Instead, we could could carry on with our own plan. See, we talked about it, which was like taking this pawn. So if we take, okay, let's calculate. Take, oops, what's going on? Take, 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 and this knight is still on pre with our rook. Okay, so we have done our calculation. Let's go for it. So now if the queen takes, what happens if the queen takes? Remember, this rook can take here. This was a tough calculation, though. I mean, like, okay, let's go for it. Let's see on the board. We didn't immediately go for the queen. Let's go back. We discussed this one, but here, okay, now let's take here. Don't worry, I'll show you guys during the analysis part. This check is no good actually, because we'll probably pull our bishop back and still got this pawn. And not to mention that our bishop is, they cannot give a check because our bishop is patrolling this square or this diagonal. So they are on our rook. Okay. Oh, okay. I see another tactic. Okay, remember we also talked about this thing in one or a couple of our chess strategy for intermediate level players series of games. Diagonal action. Okay, we talked about it yeah, we surely talked about it. See, these two squares, they belong to the dark squares, and we have a dark square bishop. So what if we take the bishop? They take the rook, and we have this one. So it looks on the top, from the top, that we have lost one of our and they forgot that they have we have this one. So we are close to winning now. Instead, what could have been their best move is simply just, forget about these, exchange up and okay. Forget about these exchange up and simply defend the rook. Okay, let's analyze quickly the game. It was a Pirc defense game. E4, we played d6, d4, knight f6, bishop d3. That is playable, but not the best move. Knight c3 is, as far as I'm concerned, is the best move, or even f4. Okay, e5, immediately, because the bishop is here. Remember, we talked about it during the game. Strike in the center immediately. Okay, they locked it. Now again, strike at the head of the pawn chain, because we cannot, generally speaking, attacking at the tail of the pawn chain is much feasible, but here there is no way we can do that. So immediately strike at the head of the pawn chain. Now they played c4, solidifying the center. Now here we want to put one of our knight, I mean this knight here in this square. How can we do that? We could play here, go here, and that's what we did in one of our previous games. But here, since look at this structure, this pattern, here you could play these, but they also have other moves. I mean, like you put a knight here, they put the knight here, or what is the other move? I can't remember. Okay, here playing knight a6 and then going here in this pattern is what I can remember. So that's what I went for, knight a6. Why playing here is bad, I'm very sorry guys, but I cannot remember exactly, but yeah, I've got to look it out. Here, okay, I'm not going to spend much time, just remember this pattern as well, and check out the last game where I also talked about this thing. And in the last game we put our knight here and then went here, but in that time this bishop was not here. Okay, so a3, they thought that we're gonna jump here, but no, we jumped on c5, knight c3. Now this move actually guards this pawn, so after knight c3, say for example we play other move instead of capturing this bishop, they could have gone here, and you know they could have a strong queenside presence. Why allow them to do that? So we just simply capture the bishop. So after recapture, we just simply capture this pawn here. We do not allow them to build the queenside. Now after recapture, d5, we played bishop e7. Obviously king safety is also a priority. Knight f3, bishop d7. Remember, we also talked about that. Maybe this check is this is a prophylactic move actually. Prophylactic as well as playing here, and then maybe if the knight moves maybe here, we are prepared. Okay, so bishop d7 castles, bishop d2, queen b6. Our aim is to, one is to connect the rooks. The other is to put one of these rooks on this square or this file. And here they played b4. Okay, b4. They were worried that we're gonna capture this pawn, but we definitely are not going to capture this pawn, because capturing this pawn will invite trouble for us because of this, and then this, oops, this, and then this, and this, whatnot. So we're not going to capture this pawn. So they should have played here, immediately asking a question to our queen. Okay, b4, then rook fc8. Now mission accomplished. So even if now they play this one, we would have probably pulled our queen back here, or even d8 is not funny. Okay, rook fc1, a5. Okay, this is a very hard to see move, one of the hard to see moves. And if you are a 1500 level rated player, this is the kind of moves that you should be looking for in your games to go further. We call these soften up strategy. Here, if you look the pawn chain or pawn structure, this pawn is way forward or way advanced. So we immediately strike there with a5. They got a decision to make, so they put rook a b1, and we capture the pawn, and they capture with the pawn, and now we pin the queen. Talked about it during the game. Here they asked question to our queen, and we put queen to c7. It looks dangerous, but as far as their queen is also pinned, this is playable. So which is why we played queen c7. I'm sure if we put this game on Stockfish probably wouldn't like this one, because I don't know. I mean, Stockfish never likes my games anyway. So bishop d2 and then queen c4. We were up for queen trade. They didn't exchange queens, and now I am from experience. I know that this push is actually discombobulating. One of the reasons is that this pawn is gonna be in our territory, taking away squares. Already this pawn is taking away a couple of squares. So why allow that? Play b5. Another reason is that to put a defender on this queen, so that maybe our rook can join here with this rook. So two rooks together acts like a queen. Now they played h3 escape square. We also created escape square here. They made here. Queen e1. Queen e1 is actually unpinning themselves, and we also now need to unpin ourselves. And instead of coming back here, why not jumping in? They don't have a light square bishop or no crazy knight jump. And this move not only stays or penetrates their camp, but also sets up a tactical shot of this thing. When we talked about it during the game, and we went for that. Now they doubled up this rook here on the c file, but it doesn't work here, and there is another tactical shot, knight takes e4. During the game we talked about this capture. What if this happened? The other capture which quickly ran through my mind, and I didn't talk about it because I don't know, because I didn't find it good for them, which is probably the reasons why I didn't talk about it, which is this one. This capture isn't good because we are going to capture their knight with rook. That's what actually happened in the game. And after this capture, let's go back. We are no way gonna take this queen, take their queen with our queen, because then after these and these and these, they're gonna have a better game than us. Not to mention that our bishop is on pre. So capturing this knight, temporarily sacrificing the exchange is better. No, temporarily sacrificing the exchange here. So after the rook is attacked, there's another tactical blow, the diagonal action. We talked about it during the game. Takes, and bishop here. And here, I think going back here and forgetting about holding the exchange up is the best way for them. And you might be thinking that, oh, hang on a second, your bishop is on pre. Yeah, we know that, but okay, let's see this on board. I cannot move the pieces. Okay, imagine these or visualize these. Say, for example, they put their rook here, right? We are going to capture the bishop, and they have to recapture the bishop, and then we will tuck our bishop all the way, probably all the way back here, or maybe here. And not to mention that if their rook moves away from this square, then there's a pin here. And what else? Our rook can also go here, attack this weak pawn, and this is a passed pawn. That's the plan that I made, or I saw during the game, and they played the worst move, which is like giving a check. They forgot that this is called the tactical oversight. You will find it many players, they make same kind of mistake. They forgot that there is a bishop that's eyeing on this square. So yeah, this is game over after bishop takes rook on c8 square. So yeah, that's a good game for us. A couple of tactical blows, those were important, and one breaking move on a5 that we have talked about it. These are the three important lessons that we have learned today. And if you're a 1500 rated player, I hope and I wish all the very best in your chess career. So thank you for watching, and please please make sure to subscribe and like the video and share it with your friends and families. And yeah, till the next time, take care of yourself. Bye bye.